Okay, welcome back, everybody. I hope everybody's having at least staying warm because there is a lot of weather coming. And Texas, way down close to San Antonio, they're going to be getting snow. At least there's an advisory for that. In my area, snow. They're calling for like 8 inches. So this could be the snowstorm I was telling you about. Anyway, not sure about Thursday, tomorrow. If I'll be able to. Friday it might be all snowed in. I don't know, but that always like messes up with my internet. So we'll just have to play it by ear. Um, let's see. Can everybody hear me okay? Hey, Kim. Okay. So, anyway, hey, Aaron. Let's see what's going on with Aaron. Yes, we are supposed to get a storm Saturday and Sunday. Wow. Isn't that, I mean, to go so low, to dip down so low as into southern part of Texas. I mean, we got some weird weather times coming too, because if this is the year, uh, I'm telling you, doozy of a time. Not to mention just not just the weather, but the politics. And not just the politics, but the financial. And not just that, but the education. And not just that, but the religion. I mean, I went on and started checking around as far as the temple being built, and in that, there's so much put into it. Well, I was saying before about the Orthodox Jews. They would be willing to do it, but then you have the Messianic, which, is like, well, if they would be more apt to not want to just because they know that Christ came, but if they weren't taught properly, then they would be like, yeah, you know, there's waiting for this temple for Christ to return and take over. But the Orthodox Jews would be wanting to usher in the Messiah. And with that, I have found that they have actually built an altar that can be moved. So wherever, this temple is being put up, it could go with it. And I guess it's to all the specs and everything like that. The one thing, though, I was reading about it is they would put it on the specs as Solomon's temple. And the only problem with that is the Millennial Temple is like 1/6 or so bigger. And it's got other places for it, just the setup itself. But they would be, so you see what I mean as far as the specs and kind of being off on that. It's just ushering in the wrong Messiah. It's just not gonna be good. Let's see, Aaron says I just posted what I was going to yesterday, Christy, with the third temple being built. Yes, I was trying to find that, so Hopefully this is something different. Let's see. But there's a lot out on it, so I'm definitely gonna check that out. Hey Michael. Very cool. Let's see. Putin was raised by his neighbor, Orthodox. And I had just found out, well, not, I mean, I read more about it today, but Joe Biden is Catholic. And I was talking about, well, this one article was talking about Joe Biden in with the Pope and bringing together the world in this one unified religion. I mean, it fits, but I just, however this government is going to be, it's the weird thing is there is going to be change, but people are going to be arrested. There's going to be like a fighting but it's more political governmental. So, I mean, I saw like knockdown, drag down fights. So definitely watch like around in the springtime. If this is the storm, guys, I mean, it's pretty big. Also, this is the 73rd year from the 1948, that signing agreement. Uh, that's pretty big because 7 and 3, you have spiritual completeness, and then you have the Holy Spirit, are the Trinity of God, and 7 times 3 is 21. But then I was looking at it, okay, what if it's like next year, and then you have 74, you have spiritual completeness, and then 4, meaning earth. So, and then you have 76, which is spiritual completeness and mankind. So we're right in that area. I mean, but I do remember during that time, like, oh my gosh, it looks like you're gonna come, and it looks like, it's like, how come you're not here yet? And then I see the Antichrist, and I think it is him. So you just gotta be patient. I even got a little mad because I kept seeing all this stuff, and it's like, you're still not here yet? Like, come on. So I just gotta things are gonna get weird. Change. See, Eagles said, hi, Eagles and Roxanne and Mind. So there's just a lot of stuff going on. Eagle says Biden didn't even know what the Psalms are. I think Catholics have a different Bible too. They have, I was like invited to one a long time ago, but they go by different. I mean, you know how like the Lutherans, you sit down, you stand up, sit down, stand up. It's the same thing, but they have different types of sermons and stuff. Very religious, religious looking. They have Psalms, yeah. You're gonna learn Psalms are. Kim says, has anyone else heard or read that the White House is actually shut down and Biden's team is all stage set, like playing out a movie? I haven't heard that, but I would not be surprised, especially when you have the green screens and uh I don't know. Everything is just a stage at this point. We used to sing the verses. Eagle says I was Catholic. Well, that's cool. So hopefully you can keep us up to date as far as what is going on in there. That's I call him the let's see. I call him the Biden bot. Let's see. I've seen some weird videos of the White House in DC area going dark. Yeah, there's some really weird things. I'm not sure how the impeachment thing, if they're still doing it or what, but they're running scared. Okay. Ooh, with police all over. Well, you would think that they have. Oh, Antifa was there. They might still be there, but they were, causing the same kinds of problems as they always do. It's just amazing how they can get away with so much. And everything is pre-recorded, and the EQs he signed were actually blank. He wouldn't know it anyway. It's not all there. Oh, Eagle says I don't know anymore. I came out of confusion. Well, at least you kind of know, how they do things, how they're set up, maybe how it could be set up as to unifying everything. But they definitely want to unify all the churches here in America, and also like where they've evangelized to Africa is actually uh, there's just a lot of things going on in Africa. And I remember Biden saying, he kind of slipped and said Africa. I think this is kind of a place where just a lot of dominion and things like that, that the New World Order is going to be set up with, like Ethiopia, just places like that. As far as America, we're kind of a lost cause, but they're going to want us in there. So let's see, it's been staged at Castle Rock, and if you learn who owns Castle Rock, you go deeper down the rabbit hole. Ooh, I'll have to look at that. So Castle Rock Filming Agency, isn't that like a big time filming agency? Like where, like the big time movies? It seems like I've seen that. The stage of confusion in the Locust Army. Yeah, that's all part of the education. This media. Wow. I don't know. It just feels like it's really coming up on us really fast. From now to spring will be super, like, just a lot of things happening. It already it already feels like that though. I mean, and you can't trust anything that you see. I mean, it's all just this big mess, you know. And who's to say? I mean, is the Congress, is the Republicans and the Democrats, are they really fighting or is that all play, you know, to get the Civil War going? You don't know. Oh, Castle Rock is part of Warner Brothers. Okay. And Kim says, plus with Hollywood is so involved, it explains much more. Okay, there's a lot of people that think certain people have given up the ghost, but they will be surprised to find out they haven't. The director is Rob Reiner, Major Pedo. It's such a sick industry. Let's see, I have so much evidence. I wish I could post everything here. I can do bits and pieces, and I wish I could post pics. I don't know if you can post pics in here, but you can try. That would be really interesting to go through. Uh, okay, guys. Well, I'm just gonna get through this today, just kind of wrapping it up. It is really easy, and you just have to realize, or it's chapter Daniel chapter 9, and we're just going through that timeline. And there are 3 parts to it. So, as the whole, you have 490 years, and then you have subsets of it. So, in the beginning, where that decree is made, that is the year 454 BC. And that goes all the way to 405 BC. So you have 49 years right there. So that's the beginning to getting the city and everything straight and rebuilding everything and restoring. Then when you get to the 62 sevens, all that is 62 times 7, where you get the 434 years between that time and to the end where the Messiah is cut off. So all you do is you take the 439 years and take the plus 49 years, where you get the whole 483 years. That leaves you with 7 years left. So, with the cutoff of the Messiah, then the next thing is the 7 years. So, Israel in itself has been, regained 1948. It's been 73 years now since all that occurred. You have the Dome of the Rock, and then you have the Mohammedans right there, like a sore thumb sitting right there with the old temple. And we were talking about, the temple and things being built up. It might go on to south of there as far as where David was and have a temple set up there. Uh, But I don't know if they're going to have something built up, but they do have the altar. And that is just, they have the altar, they have, all the breastplates that it's, you probably already know this, but go to the temple institution and they have, or the institute where they have everything ready. I mean, down to details, everything with the copper and gold and silver. So the breastplates and so, um, I don't know, guys. And we have that last 7 years where you have the 1,260 days, for the first half and then for the second half. But the time has been shortened. The In Revelation chapter 9, you have the time of the locust, which is 5 months, that flood coming in, and the fifth trumpet with the abyss opening up. But before then, you have the things leading up to that. And so we're going to go through the seals, um, the first 4 seals, and get better acquainted with that. What I'm not sure about is we have the time of the locust, and that would be, the Antichrist as far as his approach coming in to heal the wound. But before that, you're going to have the seals, the first 4 seals. And how much time do you have? You have 5 months at the end. So do you have 5 months before that? Does the fourth and fifth kind of run together? That's what I'm trying to figure out, and I don't know if anybody has thought of that. So I think we need to talk about that and really go through it. So I'm just going to go just through the seals really quickly. And that is on chapter 6. The seals basically are the sealing, the information that you'll need to know to identify the things that are coming. So in Revelation chapter 6, let's see, verse 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as it were a noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, "Come and see." So this is the beginning of the terrible judgments that are to come. This is for those on the bad side. It isn't for us. But verse 2, and I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth to conquer and conquering. So that's kind of an overview that during this time, this false Messiah coming in, if you go over, and we will, going over to Daniel chapter 11, verses 21 through about 25, this is the first part before the Antichrist actually says, So I think that this this white horse rider, he basically pits the North and South King against each other, and then he makes the peace deal with them. But there's a lot of stuff in there. And these seals, see, like verse 3, and when he opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. So, on a spiritual level, Satan is coming in to kill your spirit. On the physical level, before he says that he is, Christ, this army, this locust type army, is in the Middle East, Iraq, Iran, and they're physically fighting with each other. And that's what I saw. So I'm just trying to put this together so that when we see these things, we'll be able to identify and say, oh, it's coming, it isn't. But that earthquake also happens with that. I don't know. I'm still putting all this together, and I know I want to, make the timeline and everything fit together. So when you see it, it's just like boom, boom, no more guessing. And I'm just trying to fit things in where they're supposed to and get the correct timeline. We haven't really figured out the first the first part of it, when Satan first comes in, and the last part we got pretty well because we know what brings him in, which is the sixth trump, sixth seal, and sixth vial. But then after that, you have the trumpets. So, and I believe those will really go off one after another because of the fact that time is so short. You're only going to have 75 days. It is. It's going to be. What if, just a thought, but what if, no, because the fifth trump is actually when the abyss is opened. And it's a low trumpet. So you got a lot of crazy stuff, supernatural things going on. Okay, I'm going to go on again. And when he opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see, and behold, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." Black famine. What could possibly cause that? And it doesn't say, that it only takes a third part of the world or anything like that. So is this going to be something that is like, See, it's not the arrangement of this, it's just that I'm trying to fit this in with what I saw. Like Daniel, he was going over in Jeremiah trying to figure this out for himself. It's like, Father, I've been struggling with this. Just show me, tell me. So maybe I'll get an angel down here to explain all this to me. But it is crazy stuff. And I think a lot of what I saw corresponded maybe simultaneously in a physical and in a spiritual type of thing, if that makes sense. I mean, like the backdrop happening behind the scenes and the physical things that we can see. Because, like the fifth trumpet, you're not going to be able to see that with your physical eyes, only with your spiritual eyes. Those whirlwinds, those portals that'll be opening up is also at the same time. But those are probably opened up with the abyss. I don't know. I'm trying to get this figured out, guys, but dang. Okay, then we go into 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, "Come and see." And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed with him. A power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the wild beasts of the earth. Now, these wild beasts are men. It's like the locust army, but it is in man form instead of the locust army. So let's see. So that's the fourth seal. And then you have the fifth, which is purely in heaven. The fifth. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held. What does that mean for us? It means that God is going to be getting us ready. I mean, like, seriously ready, like, get ready. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, "How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?" So you're going to see that white horse coming in as a savior to this. But I think most of the fighting is going to be around Israel and Iraq and Iran. But then you also have Egypt in there. Egypt becomes part of the Confederacy. And then you have the sixth. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. The Ruach. The Ruach. This brings in the four angels, the four winds of bringing in the end times and the destruction. But also, you can look at this as far as the fig tree, the parable, and those bad figs being driven down to earth, Satan being cast out along with them, the 7,000 plus the 10 kings. That's another thing that we need to consider is in Daniel, you have this setup where first you see this rising up and the 10 toes, which are the 10 supernatural kings. And then out of that comes the little horn. So when are these 10 kings that they give their power to the Antichrist? Ah, I mean, things could get crazy, guys. I mean, I don't know. I know, well, there's going to be a lot more information as it comes out as we get closer, but it's driving me crazy because I'm the type of person that just wants to know this, done type of thing. But there's a lot to consider with this is you have the two, you have the physical and then the spiritual. We also have that part where in Revelation chapter 12, you have the anticipatory part in verse 5 or 6, where they're getting ready. The woman, which is a resemblance of Israel, Mother Israel, preparing to go into the wilderness. And then we go, believe it's verse 14, where she is taken into the wilderness. It is the same time that the two witnesses show up, but we have to remember about the two witnesses in 11:3 because their days are on prophecy and they are killed 3.5 days before Christ returns. Is that still considered part of their days here? Anyway, so this time to be in the wilderness and Satan himself calling himself Christ, there's that time, the full 1,260 days. Where she'll be nourished, kept safe. I don't know. I have been really digging deep into this and trying to figure out, is this literal or is this something, I don't know, guys. That's what's so hard about this prophecy stuff is there's just so much to it, you know? I mean, I feel like I'm letting you guys down. I really do because I just want to say this is it type of thing. And we've gotten to a point where, you know, we've gone through all of Revelations and, you know, through various parts of the Bible to understand, but now we're getting into the deep root of it. And that's where we all have to put on our thinking caps and go. And this is where the Holy Spirit comes in, like, show me type of thing. So, you know, I mean, it just, there's just so much that's going to come that is just, but I really do think that things are going to happen very quickly, and you won't have time to settle in anywhere really. I mean, once it begins and it's very, very quick. Seeing the plagues, everything come down, I don't know, it could all happen in one day. That's the weird part. All these trumpets, it doesn't say day one, you know. They could all just happen. Here goes. Here's the first trump, second, third, fourth, boom, 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 boom. 75 days, guys. Split up. Well, if you look at Daniel's timeline, it's 7 years. And everybody's going by the time of the locust. That's just when, that's just where you're gonna have like the sow. I mean, it's not the full period of time. That's what I'm saying. It's not the full period of time. Let's see what you guys think. Ooh, sorry, Kim. Let's see. If you guys have any ideas about that, put them all in here. Let's see. We all need to study to show ourselves approved. Thank you, Christy, for your love for the word and for us. Well, we all need to get our thinking caps together and have God lead us, because a lot of people have ideas, but we want facts, just the facts. You know what I mean? Just show us the facts, man. But we're gonna get it, that's for sure. We will know. I mean, we will be very well versed, and we will be able to get through it all. And who knows, maybe we won't even see the plagues. Maybe we'll be out of the way. Clarity will come. Yeah, for all of us. That's the good thing, the clarity, that knowing, that confidence. And so going through it now, I mean, like in Daniel, like the ninth chapter, it's really hard for a lot of people. And after going over it and over it, trying to understand it finally gets open. So that's how all this other stuff is going to be revealed. Just that one day be like, okay, finally got it. I mean, I've seen other people's rendition of it, and the problem that I have is what I was shown, to put it in the right place. And I just don't want to get it wrong, you know? I just want to make sure that things are where they're supposed to be and I don't say the wrong thing. I don't want to mislead you guys, you know what I mean? But we're all here for a purpose too. So it's like with all of us in here together, you know, we're gonna get it. It's just so I guess the biggest part that I'm having problems with is the first four seals and just trying to figure out if that is involved with the the whole 150 days, or is it the first 70, is it 75 days and then the time of the locust 75 days? I don't know. Wait a minute. The time of the locust is 150 days. So is there prior 150 days where you have 5 months before and then 5 months during that time? That's what I'm saying. I mean, I've seen, you know, what other people have put together, but you know, I do know that in the fifth trumpet, you are going to see the sow. This is where you're going to see the world, the portals opening up, and where you really have to watch where you're going because you could step in one. It's very spiritual, and the Pope is really involved in there. It's very churchy, religiosity. People are preparing for this Antichrist as Christ. At the same time, you're going to have over the Iran and Iraq fighting. It'll start out as a little scuffle and it just more. I mean, just just you know, fighting, just fighting. And then it ends. And then they all unite. I don't know. I feel like I let you guys down, but again, let's see. Kim says God promises visions and dreams will come to some already, but not yet to all. Yeah. So I'm sure like the clarity and things like that will work it out, you know. This is where it's all coming to an end, and he's going to be using us. So, of course, you know, we're the body. He's going to help us out, you know. I just wish I had it all together now. And I just feel like I just want to find out, you know what I mean? Just because honestly, Revelation chapter 9 verse 5 basically says 5 months, the time of the locust. So you have to have that time before. What if it were 9 months? So you have 5 months during the time of the locust, and then you have 4 months before that. And that would be 9 months of the birth of a new age, of Christ's return. That makes sense to me. But yeah, you guys will be getting clarity, dreams, visions. So we're gonna get it together. We'll get it down. Let's see. Eagle says we need to be watching for the new world government system that will start it all. Yeah. Yeah. We're just watching the downfall of everybody right now. I mean, just broken down society so that the Antichrist can come in, save the day. So how long that's gonna go on, I don't know. And I know I got impatient. It's like, are you kidding? After all this, you're still not? It's like, I just don't want to fail this, you know? Just, I just don't want to fail it. Let's see, I just know that the four hidden dynasties are in play, and we need to keep studying and watching. Yes, no matter what, just keep in the Word. It's all we can do. And all these revelations and things like that, just they will be opened up. But maybe it's just not time right now, you know? Maybe it's just to keep us searching and hunting and knowing that we don't have all the answers, you know what I mean? To be waiting and watching because Daniel, even himself, he's like, in this Jeremiah, you know, the end times, the temple's supposed to come in, the city's supposed to be restored. But then, even at that time, what is this fake Messiah? When is the end coming? Yeah. And I think we're all asking ourselves that same question. It feels so close, though. I mean, it really does. And it happens in my lifetime. So, and I don't die. I think we're really close. So we'll have to watch. I'll watch that storm that's coming in, and gosh, if that benchmark comes true, lots of things would happen for me on a personal basis up into summertime. Candace herself, she's going to get pregnant and she'll be coming to me at the and her baby will be born. She doesn't know this yet, but she's gonna have a baby boy. He's gonna be really small. His name's like Adius or something like that. But that happens during the the fifth trump. So she could get pregnant now, probably around, well, September. If all this happens this coming year into next year, oh, maybe it's wishful thinking. I don't know. Part of me wants it just to all get over with, and other parts are just saying, oh my gosh, it's just so much. Let's see, Pastor Arnold Murray thought the same thing back in the 80s when President Bush Sr. was in office and calling for a new world order and things that was happening then. Yeah, no, we are close. the benchmarks and everything that I was shown, we don't have very many benchmarks left. We are very close. Very, very close. And I wouldn't say that unless I truly believe that. I'm waiting for the storm. I'm waiting to get off SSDI. I'm waiting for a lawyer to contact me. I'm waiting to move. I'm waiting for the earthquake. But these are all things leading up. And who knows? And it happens in my lifetime. We are close. And I mean, it's just some crazy, crazy stuff. I saw my dad. I knew um, that Christ wouldn't be returning in 2013 because my dad had died. You know, that was a big benchmark. Things going up from 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. I just kept watching for the earthquake, but I still hadn't got off the SSDI. That's a huge benchmark, but this storm, this snowstorm, it's like it kicks other things off. It is kind of weird because these storms, they tell a lot. Uh, it's like what comes first before the earthquake. So if it's the snowstorm, it there's other things coming up to that. So we just have to wait, but that would be it would happen very suddenly. Uh, see in March, April to get off of SSDI, to get my book published, to get it out. Because I've already got the manuscript all done. I'm just waiting. Why am I waiting? Well, it's just a hard thing to let go of and to let the world read it. You know, what's in my mind and my heart, you know, it's a hard thing to let go of. But when the time is right, that's when it's done. So I don't know. But I think this talk is really good just to let you know where I'm at and where you guys are at. Uh, we could have a couple more years. And I think the thing that's really getting me going right now is the stupid snowstorm. It's like, is it or is it? You know, it's like, just stop it, have some hot cocoa, and just chill. Netflix, binge out on something. Hey, Judith, haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're okay. Let's see. Judith says, as time goes on, God will reveal more and more. Most will not even attempt to teach Daniel and Revelation. You're doing great. Ah, let's see. Hope to read my book. Thank you, Judith. Yeah, I'll get it out. It's just, I think Daniel and Revelation are probably the hardest books out there. Uh, and that's why we just went into it, you know. We're not afraid. Just do it. Hey, Emily's here. Hey, Emily, how are you doing? I like that, Kim. It's his time, not ours. Patience. And Eagle, so true. Yes, I know we are close, but we need to be watching and praying. Patience and peace of mind. Yep. And definitely the big thing really to watch on a political scene and like Mind is saying, no, Eagle is saying, is watch the four hidden dynasties, the political, the money, financial, the education, and the religious. They all tie into one. So you can really get a timeline just looking at that. Because right now, if you look at it, we're not really close yet. I mean, we're still on this system. They're talking about the Great Reset, things like that. Our economy is getting destroyed as we speak. But by the time they're all over, it's going to be pretty well gone. No problems there. You won't have to guess. So I guess just enjoy it while we have it. And just know it'll go pretty fast. And if it is the 9 months, like I'm thinking it is, we have, see, um, January, February, March, April. So the beginning of the year. So, and then April, then May, June, July, August, September. Voila, done. I just want it to be over. Oh, that's good, Emily. I'm glad you're doing okay. Have a glass of wine and sleep well. 1 glass. I'm gonna have to. The wound is a huge marker. Yes. That you will definitely see and know and understand. It's just I want to get a better grasp before that happens. And just I'm gonna dedicate all my time to try and getting that down to just be like, there has to be answers somewhere. There, all the answers are in there. So there's something in there. I know. I mean, every question that I've ever had has always been answered in there. So yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I know it sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm not. I am just talking out loud. And tomorrow, I'm going. Does everybody understand Daniel and the timeline now? I kind of, as far as just showing, like, you have the total of 490 days, and then you have the sevens, and just that broken up to the 483 days, and then, or years, and then just the last seven. After that, then you have the 1290, which is the 30 days with the cleansing of the sanctuary and the temple. And then you have the 45 days of the marriage, the feasting, the celebrating, and then you start the whole time of the millennium. That will be very interesting. It's weird how when you're in your spiritual body, how everything just kind of everything that you see and hear and touch is just so much more than what it is in the flesh body, and time is non existent there. It just feels like like you were just there and gone. Like downloaded information like all at once. So it's going to be interesting as far as in the millennium and if it's going to feel like it does here as far as time, you know, that you definitely won't be falling apart though, you know, no flesh involved, so but it is a specific amount of time associated with Daniel in itself of you having the 30 days and then the 45 days and getting things set and ready. Huh. I don't know. I'm just doing a lot of thinking today. Just kind of goofing around. Let's see. Kim says you hold a huge responsibility. Yeah, I feel like I do, and I just don't want to let you guys down. But then I also know that we're together for a reason to share in this experience. You know, we all have different things and contributions. So I'm just glad that we're able to do this, you know, before, you know, everything does start. And just knowing you're not alone. Everybody else will be going through the same thing. On vision, it might help you. Is that what it's called? Lecture on vision. It might help you. All right. Do you, is that what it's called? Lecture on vision? Is that the name of it? Oh, I don't know. I just feel like with the prophecy thing, like I've come up to a certain point and I get like this. Like I feel like I come up to like a big brick wall and I'm like stuck. But then it eventually breaks open so that it's like, well, why did I think that was so hard? Like Daniel chapter 9, I used to think that was so hard. But then you just break it down, it's not that hard. So, okay, I uploaded it on my channel if you can find it. I am subbed to your channel, so I will go look for it. Let's see. Well, guys, I'm gonna get going, and I hope you guys stay warm and safe with all this, you know, the storms coming in. Who knows what's gonna happen? And on Thursday, I think I'll be okay tomorrow as far as being able to get on. But it's Friday. When it starts snowing and bad weather, I get really bad internet. So I will let you know. But tomorrow, you know, I don't see anything unless it comes in early. And yeah, we'll just have to make up that time next week. If that happens, if not, we can just keep going through it. Going through it. And we didn't go through 2 Peter chapter 3 and but there's just so much to go through. I mean, uh to get a deeper meaning, we've already been through it, but to get even a deeper meaning. So, just like we've done in Daniel, the first time we went boom, we went through it, but now it's getting deeper. This is what I was telling you about, doing the swipe over. You read the Bible once, it's like, okay, I, you think you understand it, but then you get deeper into it, and it's like deeper and deeper. And I know that for me, the more I know, the more I know I don't know. You know what I mean? Because in even the spiritual realm and just I'm just at one of those times where I feel like I've come against or standing in front of that brick wall, and I'm not allowed to see over it. And yeah, so it's been kind of, I don't know. I just wish I knew more, but it's gonna come, and that's just all there is to it. The seals will come, but it really bugs me that I don't know it, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'll be here tomorrow at 4 o'clock again, 4 to 5, and we'll keep at it again. I'm gonna go through those seals tonight again. And oh, 17 degrees. Wow, that's cold. And just try and keep going at it. And let's see, Emily says, "Rock my soul on the bosom of Abraham." Describes this Christy. Yes. Ah, I feel stuck. I do. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. Stay safe and see you at 4.